The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
Years ago, I used to fly Tower Air, Aleim Hashalom. Tower Air, planes were old and rickety, really were, by the way. It was like ridiculous. They had like a previous generation of 747s. I don't know if you remember. Do you remember, especially grew up in Brooklyn, they used to have like boxes around the radiators. They had like metal, had like little holes in it. That's what they used, I promise you, on these planes to cover up like that was like the design. It was like it was unbelievable. But Lamaisa, it was cheap. And you could have gotten a premium class there. Premium class there was a seat next to you empty, which is much cheaper. And if you flew upstairs, it was a business class. You actually flew what other were called first class. Didn't have a first class. There was whatever it was. It was, if you didn't mind some of the seatiness of the planes, it really wasn't so bad. It wasn't so bad. I used to have to go to Israel every other month for 3 days. 3 days. I had something connected with Laniano Hospital there in those days. And an exhausting trip. I don't know if you know, you go for 3 days. It's really, I'll tell you, it's exhausting. I didn't even take a hotel because we had an office over there. I used to, in the office, I slept in the office. I had no time. I was there for 3 days. I had so much to do. Mama had no time. So I'd sleep in the office. It's a long story short. So I'd be exhausted all the time. But I would know that since I had all this mileage and that, I would always get upgrade on Tower Air. One time I come to Tower Air in Eretz Yisrael, 3 days, exhausted. I come to the ticket counter, they know me by name, by the way. You fly every other month, Tower Air. They only have like 4 people working for them. They know you. They say, Rav Milstein, Mashlomcha, so that. I said, Slicha, as soon as I come over, I don't even say a word. Slicha, we can't give you the upgrade this time. The plane is absolutely full. Can't give you an empty seat next to you. I said, okay, what can you do for me? He said, we'll give better for you. We're going to give you a whole row in the back. It's usually for the stewards. The stewardesses, they sleep over there. They have a whole row. We'll give you the row. I said, it's so nice of you. Fine. Valid. I leave the gate and we go to the security check before you get on the plane. And the guy standing in front of me is Charles Manson. Anyone know who Charles Manson? A wicked serial murderer. He had a tattoo on his forehead of a swastika, right? You know what Charles Manson, these little beady eyes. The guy looks just like Charles Manson. He's got the long knotted hair, whatever. And I'm terrified. I said, this guy's getting on my plane. We were the only flight getting on my plane. I hope someone else notices that this guy looks like a real criminal. It wasn't Manson, of course, because he was in prison forever, right? It wasn't him. But a guy looked like Charles Manson. He looked like a scary, scary guy. I said, I hope someone else notices that this guy is like, a scary guy. Sure enough, silent tefillah, the Eibishter geholfen, and 2 uniformed people, they come either side of him and they take him away. I said, Baruch Hashem, Chaz Hashem. Okay. I get on the plane. They put me to the back row. I settle in. Everything's fine. It's terrific. I spread out, all my things. And plane's about to leave. And the last passenger to get on is Charles Manson. Said, oh no. And at that same moment, the steward comes over to me and says, Slachli, can't give you the whole row. So we just got on. There's no more seats. Could he, it's okay. I'll sit in the window. I'll sit in the aisle. Not a problem. It's a little terrifying. Okay. Comes in. He has these heavy knapsacks with this and that. He drops one of them on my foot, literally, as I go in. I say, and he looks at me and he says, Slicha, in Hebrew. I said, he's a Yid. Baruch Hashem. I thought he was an Arab. I don't know what he was. Baruch Hashem is a Yid. Okay. He sits down, the other seat. I start talking to him because he's a Yid. Kiruv. You got to do Kiruv. I tell him, Kulkav. I start schmoozing with him. Turns out he's a very nice fellow. Very sweet guy. Just got back from Indonesia or somewhere where they have forests and all kinds of wildlife and alligators or whatever. Because he finished the army. They go up to the army. That's what they do. They go away for a year. They take off. Lasot kef, to go out and have a good time. Right? He just came back, this and that. And as we're getting warmed up, I already had taken melatonin, so I'm already a little drowsy. But Lamaisa, we're schmoozing, get warmed up. And I asked him like casually, I said, no. I said, you look like a fine fellow. I said, Tama'amin? You believe in God? He said, Bivadai. The guy didn't look anything like he ever even saw the front of a yeshiva building or a shul. Bivadai, he says. Israelis get very insulted if people think they're not believing it. So I said, really? He says, yeah. With that, he whips out from his pocket a wallet. He takes out from the wallet a tattered tefillah saderach. But it's like tattered and hardly holding together. And he says, you see this? He says, I was in the jungle, and I'm swimming in a thing to refresh myself, and suddenly alligator comes. He's going to kill me. I couldn't get out of the way of time. And he said, tefillah saderach, and I said tefillah saderach, and he went away. I said, what, you think I don't believe? Of course I believe. Hashem saved me. And from then on, I do the Yefemo, Tamamin Shatorah Amitit. The Torah is true. Vadai. So I said, Tashomer Shabbat. Israel is I don't understand you. You're not Shemesh. You believe Torah is doing Shabbat? And I start talking to him about it's either or, if Torah is emet, Shabbat is in there, right? It's there. Check it out. It's in there, right? So I tell him, he stops for a second and listens to me. I said, on the top of that, I give him my business card. To Muzman Atzli Shabbat. Where are you going to be, Shabbat? The weekend? He's going to be in the 5 towns. Muzman Atzli, you're coming to me for Shabbos. He said, why not? Okay. My melatonin kicks in. I fall asleep. And middle of the flight, they wake me up. There's a lady who was sitting in the smoking section who got sick. Those days, that smoking section. Who got sick from the smoking. And she has nowhere else to sit. So could they have the seat? That's it. No seat next to me at all. Okay, what am I going to do? Okay, fine. I fall asleep. I forget about the whole thing. I was dog tired. As we're landing in New York, I hear my friend, Mr. Manson, is yelling at the lady in the middle seat. And he's saying, Oshat ken mamina, Oshat lo mamina. Either you believe, you don't believe. You see how holy Klal Yisrael is? Hafalafel. What a story, right? By the way, didn't take his number, and he never called me. Whatever. But Lamaisa, he became already a Kiruv professional on that flight.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org